Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Lovers. And in today's video, we are going to talk about the Senior Bowl roster. We're going to break it down, talk about the guys, of course, the popular guys, but we'll talk about some underrated guys as well. We'll kind of preview practice a little bit. By the time you guys are seeing this video, I will have already been at practice day number 1. So Wednesday, we'll kind of, talk about practice day 1, what I liked, what I didn't like, as Senior Bowl week is, of course, ramping up here on the YouTube channel. But first, if you are new to the channel, you already know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Big time news out of the NFL this morning as the Buffalo Bills promote offensive coordinator Joe Brady to the new head coaching position for the Buffalo Bills. So the Bills have their guy. I think it's going to work great with Josh Allen. I think he can learn from Sean McDermott's mistakes, kind of what worked, what didn't work, and see how he can improve Josh Allen to be the best that he can be. So I am all for them promoting within and not going elsewhere. I didn't really think Philip Rivers was going to be a contender for the Bills head coaching job anyway. So I really like the Bills hire, and yeah, big time news out of the NFL as the Buffalo Bills have their guy. Also, real quick, before we hop into today's video, 2 things. It is game day for the Pels, taking on the Thunder on the road. We did a little short game day preview, but Shedeur Sanders made the Pro Bowl roster. Congratulations to him. Do I think it's, of course, a good decision? No, not really, but that's just me, and let me know what you feel in the comments down below. But without further ado, let us go ahead and hop into this Senior Bowl preview. We'll preview both rosters, talk about some guys, and let's hop into it on today's episode of the Senior Bowl show. All right, so up first is the national team, ladies and gentlemen. The national team is the first team to practice, so I will hopefully get to talk to guys like Diego Pavia, Sawyer Robertson, those guys. Cannot wait for it, but yeah, let's go ahead and break down this roster for the national team. First off, from Baylor, you got Sawyer Robertson and you got Josh Cameron. Then you go to Boise State, you got Casey, from Boise State, the offensive lineman. Then you've got Hezeka Massis, I believe is how you say his name, out of Cal, the cornerback. Out of Durmouth, you got Belly, of course, Lemexi, I believe is how you say his name. Don't quote me on that. Then from Duke, Chandler Rivers, Vincent Anthony Jr. Then from Florida, Tyreek Sapp. Really quickly, pause right there, because I don't really know why a Florida guy is not on the same team as his other Florida dudes. I really don't. Maybe they just had to balance the roster out. But hey, it is what it is, as the defensive lineman Sapp from Florida is on the national team. Then from FIU, you got Keyshawn Owens, the running back from FIU. Then from Georgia Tech, you got Keelan Rutledge, I believe, the offensive lineman. Then from Houston, Tanner Kawuzlo, I believe is how you say that name. Don't quote me on any of these names, by the way. The tight end from Houston. Then from Iowa, you got a lot of guys. You got Jennings, Dunker, I believe the offensive lineman. You got Max Lawan. I'm not even going to pronounce that last name. I can't lie. The kicker. Then you have, the defensive end. Then you have the kicker, Drew Stevens out of Iowa, the kicker. Then you have TJ Hall, the cornerback. Bayou Stevens, the offensive lineman for Iowa. Then you go to John Carroll with Tyron Montgomery, the wide receiver. Samuel Hutchett out of Kansas State, the offensive lineman. The safety, VJ Payne. Kentucky, you got Seth McGowan, the running back. Then Jalen Farmer out of the offensive lineman out of Kentucky. Then you got the local boy, Colin Lacey out of Louisville, the wide receiver who did transfer from South Alabama. Then you have Maryland's Alan Heron, the offensive lineman. Ryan Eckley, the punter. The defensive tackle, Devin Eastern out of Minnesota. Nebraska safety, I believe Deshaun Singleton. Then Thaddeus Dixon, out the defensive back out of North Carolina. NC State's Justin Jolly, the tight end. The defensive end, Keon Sloan, and of course Cole Payton out of North Dakota State, the quarterback. I think he's going to have a great week personally. We'll talk about that a little more, but I do think that he's going to have a really good week. Then you have Harrison Wallace III, the Ole Miss wide receiver. He's going to be huge this week. Wyatt Williams, the safety out of Ole Miss. Then out of Oregon, Bryce Broadshair, I believe is how you say his name. The linebacker, Luke Basso, the safety, I believe. Penn State's Nick Singleton, the running back. He's going to be a very popular name to watch. Then we have Katron Allen, the running back. Zane Durant, the defensive tackle. Danny Dennis Sutton, the defensive end. Zaki Wheatley, the safety out of Penn State as well. Then out of Pittsburgh, you have Kyle Lewis, the linebacker. San Diego State's Chris Johnson, the cornerback. Then you have some FMU guys that we're going to talk about. Jeffrey Mba, I cannot wait to talk about him, the defensive tackle. Romeolo Brinson, the wide receiver. Then you have Jordan Hudson, cannot wait to talk about him, the other wide receiver. And Matthew Hember, the tight end as well out of SMU. Moving on to Stephen F. Austin, though, you got Charles Demings, the quarterback. Caleb Ellams, or the linebacker out of TCU. Bud Clark, the safety out of TCU. DJ Rogers, the tight end out of TCU. Then you move to Tennessee, where you got Jalen McMurray, the cornerback who's really talented. Colton Hood, the other cornerback who's really talented. And Bryson Eason, the defensive tackle out of Tennessee. Moving on to Texas A&M. Trey Zun III, the offensive lineman. Demetrius Crownover, the offensive lineman. Scooby Williams, the defensive lineman, the linebacker. Insanely talented linebacker. 217. This guy is an absolute dog. I cannot wait to watch him this week. We'll talk about that a little more. Then, of course, Texas Tech's Reggie Virgil, the wide receiver. Caleb Douglas, the wide receiver. Lee Hunter, the defensive tackle out of Tech. And then you have Romiello Height, the defensive end out of Texas Tech. And Jacob Rodriguez, the linebacker out of Texas Tech as well. Then you have Utah's Logan Fano, the defensive end. Jamari Taylor, the running back out of Virginia. Washington's Carver Willis, who is the offensive lineman. Western Michigan, Nadami Taylor, the outside linebacker, Wisconsin's Vinny Anthony II, the wide receiver. And the big one, Diego Pavia out of Vanderbilt. So, that is a lot of list of guys. Let's talk about the American team. Then we will try and break down this roster. Bear with me, guys. We are almost there. But yeah, let us go ahead and hop into this video, or of course the second half of this video with the American team. Let's get it. We got Joshua Cuevas out of Alabama, the tight end. Tim Keenan III, the defensive tackle. LT Overton, the defensive lineman. Arizona State's Mac Einker, I believe, the offensive lineman. Keyshawn Elliott, the linebacker out of Arizona State. Taylon Green, Arkansas quarterback. Cannot wait to watch him. Fernando Carmona, the offensive lineman out of Arkansas. Cameron Ball, the defensive tackle out of Arkansas. Xavier Sorey, the linebacker. Mike Washington Jr., can't wait to watch him, the running back out of Arkansas. Then Julian Neal, out of the cornerback out of Arkansas as well. Now, let's talk about these Auburn guys, Jeremiah Wright and Kerryon Crawford. Both of these guys were dogs this season for the Auburn Tigers. I expect them to have a great week here at the Senior Bowl. Cannot wait for that. But we have Lewis Bond, the wide receiver out of Boston College. Logan Taylor, the offensive lineman out of Boston College. Jude Browry, the offensive lineman out of Boston College. And Quintavious Hutchins, the defensive end out of Boston College. Then from BYU, we got Jack Kelly, the linebacker. William Farron, the kicker. Cyrus Allen out of Cincinnati, the wide receiver. Adam Randall, the running back out of Clemson. And this is a big one for me. TJ Parker, the defensive end out of Clemson. Cannot wait to see what he has in store for us this week at the Senior Bowl, and cannot wait for that. Then we have Austin Barber, the offensive lineman out of Florida. This is what I was talking about, y'all. Caleb Banks, the defensive tackle out of Florida. Jake Slaughter, the offensive lineman out of Florida. Then out of Georgia, we got Dylan Everett, the cornerback out of Georgia, The punter, Brett Thorson, out of Georgia as well. Bayou Gardner, the safety out of course, Georgia as well. Then we go to Georgia State's Ted Hurst, the wide receiver, very underrated wide receiver this year in FBS. We'll talk about him in a second. Then we got Luke Altmaier, the quarterback out of Illinois. Can't wait for him. J.C. Davis, the offensive lineman out of Illinois. Illinois' Gabe Jackus, the defensive lineman out of Illinois. Then we have Kaleon Black, the running back out of Indiana. This dude, cannot wait to get a chance to talk to him if possible. This week is going to be so much fun. Garrett Nussmeier, the quarterback, that's my guy right there out of LSU. Marion Brown, Aaron Anderson, both wide receivers out of LSU. All three of those are my guys out of the Louisiana State University. Then Miami's James Brockmeyer, the offensive lineman. Markel Bell, the offensive lineman from Miami as well. Rayshawn Benny, the defensive tackle. Derek Moore, the defensive end. Both of those guys out of Michigan. Kevin Coleman, the junior, of course, the wide receiver out of Missouri. Zion Young, the defensive end out of Missouri. Chris McClellan, the defensive tackle out of Missouri as well. Then we got Fred Davis, the cornerback out of Northwestern. Notre Dame's Malachi Fields. Jalen Stroman as well, wide receiver, defensive back. Then Ohio State's Will Kermick, Ethan Awena. These guys have such weird names, I can't lie. Davidson Igbison, I believe is how you say his name. Defensive back, O-line, tight end for Ohio State. Oklahoma's Jaden Ott. Owen Henneke, the linebacker from Oklahoma, and the running back, Jaden Ott, as well. Then we have Devin Boston, the wide receiver out of South Alabama. Go Jags. Then we have South Carolina's Jalen Kilgore, the safety out of South Carolina, Rashall Faison, the running back out of South Carolina, Nick Barrett, the defensive tackle out of South Carolina, Sam Roche, the defensive end out of Stanford, Colin Wright, the cornerback out of course, Stanford. And let me rephrase that. Sam Roche is the tight end, not the defensive end. Then we have Syracuse's Dan Verrill. Up next, we have TCU's Ndimi Obazor, I believe, the linebacker out of TCU. Michael Taffy, the safety out of Texas. Malik Muhammad, the cornerback out of Texas as well. Kamari Ramsey, the safety out of USC. Jacoby Lane, the wide receiver out of USC. Washington's Ephesians Prysock, I believe, the cornerback out of Washington. Wyoming's John Michael Gillenberg to, of course, close us out, the tight end. So that is the national team. Let's wrap this video up with a quick little preview of practice, and we'll get on our way for today. But yeah, Senior Bowl week has officially arrived. Let's talk about practice. All right, so let us talk about who I think is going to have some really good risers this week at the Senior Bowl. I think Sawyer Roberts is going to do really well this week. I think, of course, you got Garrett Nussmeier, who's going to improve his draft stock this week after he took a hit this year, of course, in college football with LSU not being as good as they were projected to. Then Taylon Green. I think he's going to go from, I believe, a fourth-day pick to maybe a third or second day pick. I really do. I think Taylon Green can be one of those Josh Allen guys. I like this dude. Very tall, very lengthy. I like Diego Pavia as well. I think he can kind of up his draft stock with NFL teams as well. And yeah, I think some of these guys are going to have some great weeks. I think Jacoby Lane's going to play really good football this week at practice. I think Keyshawn Elliott's going to have a very underrated week. The linebacker out of Arizona State. I believe that Tim Keenan is going to up his draft stock a lot as well, and we'll see. But yeah, that's a little practice preview for you guys. I just wanted to go over the final roster. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments down below, as the American team and the national team is officially set for Senior Bowl week. I'll be at practice by the time you guys see this video, so wish me luck, as hopefully everything goes smoothly today. But yeah, hit that sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Thank you all so much for watching this one. I will see you in the next one. Peace.